Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I'm gonna grab a seat and I welcome you to join me. We're going to sit and chat for a few minutes to get settled. Let's just start by finding a comfortable seat you can sit up on, a cushion or block or folded up towel or stack of pillows. And then let your eyes close and invite your attention to the feeling of the breath moving through you. And as you feel your energy settling down to the ground, I've been saving the Reiki healing for our Savasana in these classes, but as you might have seen me mention, I did an extra training this week and I'm feeling the Reiki flowing. So I'm just gonna send you a little bit of love to help you settle into this moment. And while I'm on this Reiki kick, it got me thinking a lot about where I started with this practice about 10 years ago, maybe more, where I didn't believe in it at all. And I know you're all coming from different backgrounds. A lot of you are my yoga students, so you may or may not even know what Reiki is. And I think it's healthy to bring a discerning mind to new practices, especially those that aren't scientifically proven. And when I started practicing Reiki, I didn't believe in it. But I had a really profound experience with it. And so the reason I'm telling you this story is because it brings us to our theme for the day. In this moment of not believing in something, but having a profound experience with it, it was a confrontation of my judgment and the possibility that was before me. And a big part of our yoga practice is releasing judgment. Right? How else can we be present in this moment with this breath, in this pose, or in this seat if we're judging where we are? If we're judging where we are, I can't sit like you sit, or I can't do this pose like you do it, or I don't like the way you're doing this pose. That's not true. I love the way you're doing your poses even when I can't see you. We're not in the pose. Our bodies are in the pose, but our awareness, our consciousness is somewhere else. So as we get moving, and we will get moving in a few minutes, we get to practice having our awareness and our consciousness purely in the moment and in the pose, rather than I can't do it, it's too easy, it's too hard, etc. Whatever it is that your judgment is. And what we get to replace our judgment with, because we can't just take something away without filling that space, what we get to replace our judgment with is a sense of curiosity. Right? So with my introduction to Reiki, it was, well, I don't believe in this, but I really want to get to know it anyways. And for me personally, I stayed with that for a while. When I got to Reiki level 2, that's where you learn to send distant Reiki. I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe that it was possible to send Reiki at a distance. I actually did level 2 twice. Once going in, not believing it was possible, and once years later, going in with curiosity. And the thing about something like Reiki is it doesn't need your belief to be possible. And that's the same with your capacity to show up for yourself on your mat. It doesn't need your belief. It just needs your curiosity. Well, I don't believe I can do it, but what if I try it anyways? What else is there in your life that you might not believe in your capacity for? And what would happen if you opened yourself up to trying it anyways? So we're going to take a few breaths. And in those few breaths, I want to invite you to notice if there are any judgments coming up in your mind right now about yourself, about me, about the world around you. There's a lot going on right now, which means there's a lot to judge. And then invite your attention back into yourself, maybe back into your heart or your belly, wherever it feels like bringing yourself back into you. You can place your hands on your body. And invite your attention back to this breath in and this breath out. And inviting now, you're welcome to release your hands if you like. A sense of curiosity to take its place, to take the place of that judgment. Feeling a sense of openness around the space of the brain. A sense of openness around the space of the heart, around the space of the gut. Taking a big breath in and a full breath out. Turning our palms to touch at the heart, just acknowledging this moment that we have to share together across time and space. You can release your hands. And I'm going to move my props off to the side because I'm feeling a little bit more meditative today. I think we're going to have a fairly simple practice. I'm going to be doing a little bit less talking about the poses themselves, and we'll do a little bit more moving with the breath. You may want 2 yoga blocks or equivalents if you have them, just to help make your arms longer when you're trying to touch the floor. And let's just come to stand on your mat. You can face me, face any direction you like to get started. Have your feet sit bone distance apart, so a little bit narrower than your hips. Spread through the toes. And let your weight shift back over your ankles. And feel this next breath expand the lungs, front, back, and sides. Exhale, arms are heavy. We're just going to do a little bit of rocking on the feet. Rocking to the front of the feet, rocking to the back of the feet. You can start to make that rocking get a little bit bigger. Just a little bit at a time, a little bit bigger. Eventually standing high up onto your toes as you inhale and lifting the fronts of the feet as you exhale. And then just feeling the firmness of your feet on the ground. I'm going to add arms. So as you inhale, you'll take the whole breath in to lift up onto your toes, lift the arms. And then as you exhale, lift the crown of the head as the arms press down, the heels slowly lower. And then rock back onto your heels. As you inhale, you're going to lift your hands in front of you, about chest height. And as you exhale, as though you're pressing your toes down, press your hands down, feel your feet on the ground. Hands by your sides, take a breath in. And a breath out. One more time, take the whole breath in to lift slowly, 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 slowly. See if you can time the hands and the heels lifting to their fullest at the same time. And then the full breath out to slowly descend, allowing the heels toes to touch just as the palms release by your sides. Rock back onto the heels. Lift the toes as you lift your hands to chest height. And then take the full breath out as though you're pressing your toes down. Take a breath in. And a breath out. We'll do one more like that. Take the whole breath in. Lift. Slow down the ascent. And the whole exhale to descend. Nice slow breath out. As you inhale, lift your toes, lift your hands. And exhale, press everything down. Keep the toes spread nice and wide. Take a breath in. And a breath out. We're going to change it up as you inhale. Same beginning, lift your heels, lift your hands. Now stand your toes if you can. As you exhale, we'll side bend over to the right, so we're taking ourselves out of the plane we've been moving in. And just take a breath in here, lengthening through the left side. Keep the side bend as you exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, lift back onto the toes, lift back into your Urdhva Hastasana on your toes. Exhale, side bend to the left. Stay on the toes as you inhale, take a big breath into the right side. Exhale, slowly lower the heels. Inhale, lift them back up. And exhale, hands by your sides. And then one more time as you inhale, toes lift, hands lift. Exhale, press them down. And just one more time with the side bends. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Take a breath into your right side. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, lift onto the toes, both arms up. Stay up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Take a breath into the left side. Exhale, slowly lower the heels. Last time I know your calves are happy to see me. Inhale, lift back up, lift onto your toes. Exhale, slowly descend. Inhale, lift your toes, lift your palms. Exhale, press everything down. Hands by your sides, full breath in. And full breath out. Let's step to the front of your mat. Let's just stretch out the tops of the feet a little bit after that. So I did my left foot first. Left foot points back. And then pull the front of the hip forward and up. Nice big breath here, stretching the top of the foot, front of the ankle. And then come to stand on your 2 feet. And before we switch sides, just take a breath or two, feeling your weight shift back into your heels. And just notice what that seemingly simple stretch gave you on the left side, on the first side. And then you'll take your second foot back. And as you imagine the tops of the toes reaching back behind you, lift the front of the hip. Full breath in. And full breath out. One more breath like that. And then step your 2 feet forward. Take a full breath, feeling both feet on the ground. Exhale fully. Inhaling, arms stretch out and up overhead. As you exhale, let's dive forward over the legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, spine is long. Exhale, keep the spine long, bring your hands to the ground, left leg goes back. Back knee comes down. You can grab a blanket or towel for padding if you'd like. Point your back toes. So it's that same situation you just had in your stretch. In your back foot, arms lift up as you inhale, palms face each other. Stay here for the exhale, rooting down through the top of your back foot. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in here. And one breath out. Let's inhale forward to plank pose. Take a full breath out to lower all the way down to the ground. Point the toes back. Heart lifts as you inhale. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Let's lift the right leg up. And as you exhale, right foot steps forward. Left foot forward, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold down. Inhaling, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, hands by your sides. Inhaling, arms lift up. Exhale, dive forward. Heart forward as you inhale. Exhale, right leg goes back, back knee goes down. Point the back toes, arms rise up. Stay here for the exhale. On this first round, we're just holding it for one breath in. And hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale takes you forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Point the toes. Inhale, heart lifts. Reach the toes back. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath in here. And one breath out. Left leg lifts up. And left foot steps forward. Right foot forward. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold down. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, hands by your sides. Again, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, left leg back, back knee down. Point the toes, arms rise up. This time the whole long exhale takes you to a downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, half or all the way down. Heart lifts, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. One breath in. And this breath out. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, right foot forward. Left foot forward, inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands fall. Good, other side, arms lift, inhale. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, right leg goes back, back knee goes down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, down dog, long breath out. Inhale, heart comes forward, plank. Exhale, half or all the way down. Heart lifts, inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath in. One breath out. Left leg lifts, inhale. Left foot forward, exhale. Right foot forward, inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands fall. We'll do one more round together. Stay with me. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, left leg back. Back knee down, arms rise. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, down dog. One breath in. One breath out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot forward. Left foot forward in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale. Last side, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, right leg back. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift to your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll take some time reconnecting to our breath here before completing this last cycle. Feeling this breath in and this breath out. Two more breaths. Left leg lifts. Left foot forward. Right foot forward, heart lifts. And exhale, fold down. Inhaling, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, hands fall. Come back to your breath here. Come back to the feeling of your feet on the ground. Maybe you can feel your heart beating inside of you. Maybe you can feel your breath beginning to slow down. Maybe you can notice a sense of gratitude for all of the involuntary functions that make it possible for you to speed up, to amp up, to slow down again. For the feet that hold you up, and the ground that holds your feet. And just take another breath into that space of gratitude. And as your arms float out and up, give yourself a nice big breath in. And let's use the full breath out to fold forward. And now in your forward fold, let's heel toe the feet so that the big toes touch. You can have a little bit of space between your heels. Bend your knees. Sit nice and low. Shift your weight back into your heels until the fronts of your feet lift up. And see if you can keep the weight that far back and just relax the toes down. Keep the weight in the heels as you lift your chest. Keep the weight in the heels as you lift your hands. Keep the weight in the heels as you float your arms up. Full breath in. Full breath out. Let's take the arms out to a T. Palms face forward. As you shift your weight into your right foot, the left heel lifts. And we're just going to come through Warrior 3. So as you hinge forward, that left leg goes back. If you'd like, you can pause for a breath. And then we're going to float back to a high lunge. Arms lift up. Low belly lifts up. Be with your breath in and your breath out. One more breath here. And then opening to Warrior 2, the back heel turns down, arms wide. Let the shoulders soften. The toes spread wide. more breath here. And straightening your front leg. Let's parallel your feet. You can take your hands to your hips for the transition. Now we're going to turn the left toes back towards the back of the mat and heel toe your left foot. An inch or two over to the left. Setting up for triangle pose on the other side. Hips hinge over your left leg. Spread through the toes. Arms open wide. Steady breath. And just check in with how this pose is landing for you. How you are landing in this pose. If, like me, you have any judgment, oh, my inner thighs feel so tight today. We're not arguing with it. We're noticing it. My curiosity for my own self is, can I bring my attention back to the breath? Can I bring my awareness back to this breath in and this breath out? Bending the front knee, coming through a warrior two for a full breath in and full breath out. And straighten both legs, parallel the feet, and hinge forward. Let the head go. Any arm position you like. I'm feeling like my body wants my arms stretching forward today. You can try that with me if you'd like. Weight back into your heels. And crawl your fingertips forward. Let your palms rest lightly down. Pull your hips back. Take a nice big breath into both sides of the rib cage. And then let the breath go. Hands walk back underneath your chest. Pivot your feet towards the front of the mat. Look forward. Lift your chest. Now, we're going to step into a standing balance. If you need to step your left foot forward, please do. Otherwise, lift your left foot, lift your chest, and catch your left foot in front of you. Full breath in. And full breath out. And left foot turns out, left knee turns out to the left. And I'm going to invite you to bring the palms to touch at the heart. It's a little bit more of an inwardly focused pose with the arms down. Coming back to the feeling of this breath in and this breath out. One of my first favorite yoga teachers would always say, steady breath, steady body. Steady body, steady mind. Turn the left knee forward. Lift your arms up. Bend your right knee, bend your right knee, bend your right knee, bend your right knee, bend your right knee until your left foot lands on the ground. Take a big breath in your chair pose. And as you exhale, interlace your hands behind your back, fold forward, drop your head. Maybe shake your head a little, yes and no, let the back of the neck lengthen. For another big breath. And then lift your chest, reach your hands back. We're going to shift your weight into your left foot, pick up your right heel, and send your right leg back. Full breath in your warrior three. And breath out. One more breath there. Bend both knees. Back to where we started, chair pose. Full breath in. Arms lift up, sit lower. One more breath there. And then arms out wide. Back onto the left foot, right leg lifts. Option, arms out to the sides this time to stop for a breath in your warrior three. On your way back to your high lunge, breath in here and breath out. Back heel turns down. Settle into the shape. Settle into this moment. Your breath can teach you how. Gazes softly over the left fingertips. Two more breaths here. Straighten that left leg, parallel the feet. You can take the hands to the hips as you turn your right toes towards the back of your mat. Heel toe the right toes an inch or two towards the right. And hinge the hips over the right leg. Arms open wide. This pose is this pose. This breath is just this breath. And this moment is just this moment. And lift yourself back up. Parallel the feet. And fold forward. You can shake the head side to side. Maybe you take a different arm variation here. And let your head go. And then walking your hands toward the front of the mat. Again, shifting into that standing balance, so maybe you step your right foot forward or right knee lifts. And find your tree pose. Palms to the heart. And sometimes it's nice to open wide. And sometimes it's nice to drop the attention inwards. Take a couple more breaths right here. What does it feel like to be in this moment, in this shape? And then turn your knee forward, lift your arms. Lift your arms as you bend your left knee. Bend your left knee, sit lower, sit lower, sit lower, sit lower. Eventually that right foot comes down onto the ground. When you interlace your hands behind your back, take the non-habitual hand. Squeeze on top, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And fold forward. Head drops. Bend your knees, lift your chest. Shift your weight into the right foot. Left heel lifts, chest reaches forward. Left knee bends, left leg reaches back. So I had a private yoga client this morning who was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong in this pose. His hamstrings are quite tight, so he needs to bend his standing leg. And I said, this is your pose. That front knee needs to be bent because when you straighten your leg, your spine rounds. And he said, oh, so it's the hamstring that's preventing me from doing it correctly. And I said, no, it's the way that you're asking the question that's preventing you from doing it correctly. Step your right knee forward. Step back into your chair pose. Right? He was doing his correct pose. You are doing your correct pose. If your body is happy, if your breath is moving freely, let's lift your arms up. And fold forward. Then you're doing it correctly. And shake the head side to side. Now you're going to sit really low, like you're curling yourself up into a ball. And depending on your body, maybe you'll take your hands down first, or maybe you'll just sit back onto your butt. Take your hands behind you. So if you find, we're going to do a sort of tabletop shape. If you find that your wrists are a little tight here, you're welcome to turn them back. I'm going to play with turning mine forward because it's a nice stretch for me. Play with the wrist position that your body needs. If you're giving your body what it needs and listening to its cues, then you're doing the pose correctly. Squeeze the shoulders back. I haven't figured out a good cue for where the hands and feet should go. You might need to adjust a little as we get there. Squeeze the shoulders back, lift the hips. You want your knees over your heels and your shoulders over your wrists. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift your hips, lift your chest, lift your heart. Maybe a gentle, if this feels okay on your wrists, pulsing forward and back. And then release back down. Keep your chest lifted. Lift your feet. Lift your hands. Either hold onto your knees or reach your hands forward. Maybe the legs lift. Any amount. My body doesn't like straight legs in this shape. You do what your body needs for 2 more breaths. And then feet down, arms back. 1 more time, shoulder blades squeeze together. And hips lift up. Take your feet a little closer and stay here, or bring your right knee into your chest. Stay here, or lift your right leg forward. Forward is a little bit more of an ab challenge than up. A little bit more of a glute challenge. Right foot down, left knee in. Stay here, or left leg forward. Lift your chest. Feel that right heel on the ground. Left foot down. And release. Let your knees fall to the right. Let your knees fall to the left. Knees to the right, all the way to the right. Keep your chest turning towards the left. Knees all the way to the left. Turn your chest towards the right. This time, knees fall to the right, and we're going to bring the right shin towards the front edge of the mat, and the left knee towards the right heel. And this is a variation of pigeon that I actually got from my anatomy teacher, and for many people, it's a preferable variation. Let your head go. And you can stay, hang out in this shape, or you can slide your left leg back behind you. Maybe that right knee bends a little bit more, right? Again, give your body the variation it needs. My right knee is a little achy today, so I'm going back to the first version because it feels better. And when you have your variation, you'll fold forward. Just noticing how it feels to pause. And giving the weight of your upper body to gravity, to the ground. Chest. And then you'll shift your weight into both of your feet, so both of your knees lift. And knees go to the other side. So you might need to reposition yourself slightly on your mat. I'm facing a little bit diagonally towards the back of my mat, which is fine with me. And then you'll fold over your left shin. And even if you know you prefer a pigeon, just give your body a chance to be here for a few breaths. Give your body a chance to be where you are. And then you can stay here, or you can slide that right leg back for a full pigeon shape. Lifting your chest, if your right leg is back, bring it forward. And then again, weight to the feet, lift your knees. And you're facing the front of your mat again. Swing your left foot forward. Swing your right foot forward. We're going to scoop the belly in and roll slowly. Scoop the belly and pause. Take a breath. And roll with control. A little bit lower, shoulder blades are still up off the ground. Just an inch lower. And then release all the way down. Hug the knees in. And rock side to side. I don't know about you guys, but I could do this for an hour. I used to not be able to understand why this pose was important. Maybe that's you. But now it just feels so good. Again, letting go of judgment. All of my judgments in the past have changed. Hug your right knee in. Stretch your left leg forward. Take your right knee towards your right armpit. Let's come into that half happy baby shape. And then taking the right leg across the body for a twist. Lengthen the right side of the waist by pulling the right hip away from you as the right shoulder lengthens out to the right. Returning to the sense of the breath, slowing down. And come back onto your back. And just circle that ankle around in one direction. And then the other. And stretch your right leg up in the air. You can interlace your hands behind the hamstring and flex the right foot. Just getting a little bit of space in those calves that we worked so hard in the beginning of class. Flex the foot, reach the toes back towards your nose. Imagine your breath is going into the back of the right leg. I've been running a little, so this feels really good. And then stretch the left leg up to meet the right. You can, if your hamstrings are a little tighter, you can have your knees as bent as feels good. Spread your toes. And just see if you feel a difference in how your two legs feel up in the air, how your hips are landing on the ground. And as you hug your left knee in, stretch your right leg forward. Half happy baby on the left side. And the left leg comes across the body. Left hip pulling away from you as the left arm reaches out towards the left. Finding your way back onto your back. Left leg reaches up, hands behind the hamstring, flex, toes towards you as you press the heel towards the ceiling. Imagine your breath is expanding the back of the leg, the whole back of the body. And then bend the knee back in. And place your feet on the ground. I'm going to take you through a quick breathing exercise, and you can either take your feet wider with the knees pulling in, or if you have some yoga blocks or other props, you can take the feet together and the knees wide. Notice I'm taking my blocks on a diagonal to support my legs. I prefer this to letting the legs hang to the sides, which pulls on the psoas. I want the psoas to be in a state of relaxation. And then you'll place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. And just feel the warmth of your hands on your body. Notice if you have any judgments at this moment, yourself, your practice, my guidance, any of it. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, soften into curiosity about what this moment may contain for you. Let's take a breath into the hand that's on your belly. And let the breath go. And let your next breath expand the chest. And let the breath go. And we're going to connect those two, inhaling into the belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale. Take a few more rounds on your own, at your own pace, feeling the wave of breath moving gently through you. Letting go of any judgment about how this is going for you. If it's hard to make your breath move this way, do it in your mind. It starts with the intention. And you're welcome to stay in the position that you're in. Or to gently transition into another position for your Savasana. You can lie flat on your back. I'm going to sit on my cushion and send you some healing that you can simply receive, whether you're watching this live or in the future, by setting the intention to receive. Again, you don't need to believe that this works. Just a curiosity. And allow yourself several minutes of opening possibility of receiving. Invite your attention back to your breath. Invite your attention back to the feeling of the ground underneath you. Feeling of the air, the room on your skin. The sounds around you beyond the sound of my voice. And take a breath into the space around you. So you feel the feeling of your eyelids as they close over your eyes. And let the eyes gently float open. Bringing your awareness back into the space around you gradually. Eventually rolling onto your side. Taking your time, you're in your space. Take as long as you need. Take another hour if you need. Eventually, as you're ready, finding your way to sit. Bringing the palms to touch at the heart. And connecting to a sense of gratitude for our practice together. Anything that made it possible for you to take an hour to take care of yourself. Anywhere else you'd like to send gratitude into the world. Another full breath in together. And a complete breath out. Namaste. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Thursday at the same time. If you want to learn more about Reiki, I'm working on some online programming, both an intro as well as an online training. So you can learn how to have magic in your hands as well. And just message me if you have questions. All right, see you next week.